Happy Arvo. Hello, thank you for joining me today. How are you? So here in America, we're kind of known for two different things. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and sticking our metaphorical fingers up as many different countries' noses as we can. Just to pick around, see what we can find. And then we get mad when they sneeze. I saw this video pop up today. The United States growing military footprint in Australia. I actually did not know our military footprint was growing in Australia. I guess I'm not surprised. It's not often. Our feet seem to still be growing. They never stopped growing. You know, most people's feet stop growing after they reach, 17 years old? Our feet have never stopped growing. But I didn't know that it was growing over there in Australia. I'm sure it's a nice thing. You know, I don't think this is some kind of military hostile takeover that we're trying to do. But I just did not know it was growing. Maybe we're just trying to get a little bit of a clearer signal into what's going on in China, you know, like we're tuning in. It's probably helpful to be a little bit closer. I don't know, but I am very curious to find out from this video, thanks to the ABC News In Depth. Sounded interesting to me. Let's watch.
During the Cold War, America's military presence in Australia sparked major public demonstrations. Protesters expressing fear.
I did not know that.
That joint US facilities such as the Pine Gap satellite surveillance base near Alice Springs would make Australia a target for a Soviet nuclear attack. Now, under the AUKUS alliance,
that makes sense. Damn, we're like dragging them in. Sorry, guys. We're dragging you in with us, you know? Making you a target.
Australia will see the biggest American military build-up on Australian soil in decades. The Albanese government will spend hundreds of billions of dollars on upgrades in new facilities and new equipment to ensure Australia can operate alongside our biggest military partner. Under an
hundreds of billions of dollars. Holy crap. You ever wonder how much more advanced every society would be if we could all just stop like having war and we didn't have to spend trillions of dollars on military? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's how that works, but I feel like we'd be like in the future. I guess we are in the future. You know, I have the internet literally in my pocket. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's just a lot of money.
Agreement struck in 2011, more than 2,000 US Marines are now deployed through Darwin each year.
And today...
What? 2,000 a year in Darwin?
We endorse major force posture initiatives that will expand our access and presence in Australia.
Four Corners revealed
I missed that speech.
Last year, up to 6 nuclear-capable B-52 bombers could be rotated through Tyndall Air Base near Darwin.
Will having those US B-52s rotating through Tyndall Air Base further inflame strategic tensions with China?
I don't think so at all. I think what's really important here is that the more we are
I knew China was involved somehow.
able to build interoperability with the Americans, and being able to enhance that opportunity is a good one for our defence forces.
Australia's Air Force has already been training in the north alongside US B-2 stealth bombers.
Really?
Capable of striking 11,000 kilometres without refuelling. Several bases are getting $2 billion worth of upgrades to runways, refuelling systems, hangars and security systems to accommodate exercises and visits from US aircraft.
From early in the next decade.
Shout out to any military men watching out there, or women, you know, out there in Australia. I don't know why, but I feel like that's a cool military to be a part of, the Australian military. Pretty random.
Valley will take delivery
I think that's cool.
of 3 US Virginia-class nuclear-powered submarines.
At a cost of $8 billion, Perth's naval base will be upgraded to become a permanent submarine base. An East Coast submarine base is yet to be decided, with Brisbane, Newcastle and Port Kembla announced as options. The waste from those submarines will be stored on defence land. Where is not clear.
It's never clear, is it? They never tell you exactly where they're storing this nuclear waste. Maybe if they stored it near Sydney, it might bring some real estate down to where people could afford to live there.
Previously rejected for a domestic nuclear waste dump because it is a rocket testing facility. The Albanese government is talking up the local manufacturing benefits of this big defence spend.
This is a massive endeavour. It's going to transform our national economy, but it is going to transform the South Australian economy. Thousands of jobs are lifting up of the technological capability of the broader economy.
A new shipyard is being created in Adelaide to build the AUKUS-designed nuclear-powered submarines. Australia is already building its own underwater unmanned vehicles, or UUVs, capable of carrying weapons. Under the latest defence review, Australia will also aim to build its own guided missiles.
We need a...
So far, a lot of this seems like, at least they're framing it, from what I understand on this, we're the ones paying for it. They're framing it like, you know, Australia, you guys are building up your own military. You're doing all these upgrades and billions and billions of dollars to your own military. I don't see what America has to do with this. They said that Americans trained up at that one base. Okay, all right. The video's almost over, and I still have the question, why? He did mention China.
Sovereign defence industrial base in this country if we are truly to be independent and sovereign and have supply chain resilience.
There we go.
Two great examples of that within the DSR is the commitment to manufacture guided weapons and explosive ordnance within Australia as soon as possible.
But for now, most of the new missiles and defence equipment will be imported from the US. Tomahawk cruise missiles, land-based mobile missile
The missiles literally look like an airplane now.
batteries, new Black Hawk helicopters, and $9 billion on new generation Hercules transport aircraft.
Over a period of time.
That made me think about the time we left Afghanistan and we just left some of these like Black Hawks behind. I'm pretty sure just a few $1 billion worth of Black Hawks. Anyway, so this is part of what I was wondering. This is all being purchased through America. Got it. We're supplying all these arms.
New generation Hercules transport aircraft.
Over a period of time, we see that there will be a need for defence expenditure to increase above that which had previously been budgeted for. We make no apologies for that.
All this to project force and
so long as it's necessary.
Deter any potential aggressor.
Okay, that was like the one sentence kind of.
All this to project force and deter any potential aggressor.
Damn, I didn't know people were really trying to fight Australia like that. It's crazy how that's so much of military expenditure is just for the fact of deterring an attack, you know? So much of it is never used. It's just there to deter. Interesting, interesting. Who's trying to fight Australia? Rest assured, we'll be right there behind you guys. I hope. If someone ever came for you guys, damn. We'd be right there. Which, I don't know if that sounds arrogant or something. It probably does. Like who cares if you're there? Well, America's military, I'm pretty sure half my paycheck goes straight toward the military every year. So I feel like there's a reason it's that big and crazy. You want America's military to have your back. Let's be honest. Okay. Did I finish this?
Any potential aggressor.
I did, right? Yeah, I did. I saw there was still 20 seconds left. I was like, what didn't I watch? The same people who complain that Australia is increasing defense spendings are the ones complaining that the U.S. are basing in Australia. Are we building our sovereign capability to defend ourselves or using another nation to do it? That's actually, I had that thought too. Good point, Kingsland. Because in there they were talking about the sovereign, they want to be sovereign. That's why they're building it up. But in the same breath, they're saying, with America. Love the Pat Connery quote, calling for Australian military industrial complex. It's worked out so well for America. Just never stop spending. All the English-speaking nations have to stick together. Am I stupid? Because I don't know what UM is. I'm just going to, I mean, sometimes I say this stuff, guys, and I feel like I'm a moron. And I know I am sometimes, but I'm just being honest. That's part of what I do. I'm just honest. I admit when I don't know what something is. And right here, I don't know what UM stands for. This is getting very political, folks. So I'm going to end it there. What are your guys' thoughts? What are your guys' thoughts of America expanding its military in Australia? Man, as an American, I just don't know what that feels like. Because while we do it to every single, all of our allies and stuff, there's no one expanding their military here in America. We don't seem to allow that. So it's interesting to me. But I also know it's a very hot topic. You know what I mean? It's very divisive. So I'm not trying to fight or start an argument, guys. Don't argue. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay? Thank you for watching. Happy Arvo. Goodbye.